warm welcome to you all to the one-on-one set. The age-old saying that a healthy mind lives in a healthy body is extremely crucial for us today. The rat race to be successful and the hectic routine of people have degraded their fitness. But fact remains that staying fit is an important aspect of our life. And tonight, during this episode, our guest Mushirah Joorawon, who is 23 years old as well as a fitness coach and a rapper, is going to share with us the role of fitness and bodybuilding in her life. Mushirah, thank you so much for joining us in the studio of the NBC.
Thank you for receiving me.
Mushirah, in order to function effectively, it is important to have optimal physical health. Share with us, how did you develop this interest in fitness and bodybuilding?
Well, my interest in fitness came from a very young age. I was always in sports, but more collective sports like basketball, volleyball, etc. But then when I started to study, I didn't have time to play collective sports, so I went into a gym. And then from a very young age, I was always comparing myself to boys. So when I entered the gym, I looked at the area where the boys were, and I saw a difference. Like the girls were doing cardio and like some machines for legs, and the boys were doing chest, back,
Lifting
biceps.
weight.
Yes. So I wanted to do the same. So I went on YouTube to look for answers. I didn't know how to eat, how to train. I didn't know anything. So I learned most of the things I know now from the channel of Jamco DZ. So it's a retired bodybuilder. His real name is Jamo Nizar, and he inspired me. And he looks like my dad. He looks a lot like me. So yeah, so I discovered that I had the passion of bodybuilding through him.
So it's been how many years that you practice bodybuilding?
So I started in 2018. I joined the gym. Then, let's say in 2019, I started being more serious about it. So it's about 4 years, you can say. We're going to 4.
Mushirah, you actually suffered from anorexia, right?
Yes.
And did actually fitness help you to come out from that phase and helped you to improve your emotional well-being? Share with us your experience.
It did a lot for me, and still today. It helped me understand that the body has a function, and even today, I'm still working on the relationship I have with my body. I understand that it's not, because bodybuilding is about how you look. Well, people think it's like we train to look good, but in fact, it's more than that. We have to have the self-love. We train because we love to train. I think some people go to the gym just for the body, how they look, but for others, and it should be like that, I think, it should be like a way to honor what your body can do, to look for your potential. Like it's more inside than outside.
And how is the perception of people now? You used to be that girl who refused to eat food, and now you're very strong, muscular.
Well, I think I was always the same inside. No one ever said anything to me. Like people can say, yeah, you were weaker when you were smaller, but in fact, I had the same. How to say that? I'm very stubborn, but in a good way. I know what I want. So when I wasn't eating, people didn't have the courage to say, "Oh, you're not eating." No. Like they just let me be whatever I want because I know who I am and who I want to be.
Can we therefore say that exercises have actually helped you to boost your self-esteem, confidence level, and provide a sense of accomplishment as well? What's your view on that?
My view is it depends on the days. I think exercising is very important for everyone. I think we are meant to move, to exercise, to train. But nowadays, with all the social media, people showing perfect bodies, it can lower our self-esteem instead of boosting it. It can go in both ways. What is crucial is our mindset. When we train, we should train for ourselves and from a place of love and not a place of hate. I don't train because I hate my body. I train because I love my body. I think this is the big thing.
Was it easy to you to make that change, to go into bodybuilding? How was that experience? How was your journey?
I never had a problem doing things that other like I don't have a problem doing things boys do. Like for some women don't like to go into bodybuilding because it's for men. But I don't have this problem. Like if I want to do something, I don't look at what society does. I just go into this. So my journey was pretty smooth from this point of view, like in regard to society. But inside, it wasn't. It was still a battle because I came out of anorexia, but it took me like 2 years to really heal from it. It's up and downs.
So you now feel better when you are doing sports and all?
Way better. Yes.
You're also a fitness coach, right?
Yes.
So what are the key principles that you believe a beginner should take into consideration while setting a fitness goal?
The main thing is why do you want this goal? Is it for society? A lot of people want to lose weight,
Yeah.
but why? I think we should think in terms of health, and when I say health, it's mental health, physical health, spiritual health, everything. So when you set a goal, always it should come from a place of I love myself and not I hate myself, or I want to do this to be more accepted. Because in fact, it doesn't work like that. With 5 kilos in less, you're the same person and people will look at the same. The goal is really important when you set it.
Yes.
Why? And some people, because a lot of people don't even want personally to lose the weight. It's just the pressure, the social pressure.
So you feel that actually people go to gym mostly because it's a pressure, it's a trend that they follow
Yes.
in order to lose weight and not for themselves or not to adopt a healthy lifestyle. That's
Yes.
what you're trying to say?
Yes. And then, yes, I think most of the people, it's for the bad reasons. But then I think everyone should exercise. But I don't think a lot of people actually enjoy it. Or I think people feel guilty if they don't go, and you shouldn't, because that's not health. Health is also mental. You should feel good whatever you're doing.
But what according to you is the proper way to lose weight?
Any form of exercise, whatever it is, dancing, biking outdoor, or if you prefer indoor, weightlifting, whatever you like. And then nutrition. I think the first step is to go whole food and stop buying processed food. Start being less lazy, cooking. We should return to back in the times. People were leaner because they were less lazy. Move more, walk, less like on the watching TV or playing video games. Yeah, I think we should go back in time.
And as a bodybuilder now, how's your relationship with food?
With
Being
food,
the fact that you're suffering
So-
from anorexia.
so I weight everything. I weight all my food, all my meals. But I know when I want to eat something that on the moment, if I want to eat chocolate, I eat it. But we need to understand that competitors have a different lifestyle and mindset than normal people. So if I'm preparing for a competition, then I will restrict myself. But a normal people, I don't think a healthy people should restrict himself.
Is bodybuilding a way to gain weight, to build muscles, right?
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
So to gain weight, it's the same as losing weight. You have to have a diet plan with guidelines. That some people like it more strict and some people less, but basically you need to eat more than you are burning, and then you need to train well, and you need to rest well to recover. So then we can go in more details if you want. So for eating, you need to eat enough protein. That's two things in nutrition. Protein, I would say at least 1.8 gram per kilo of body weight. You can go to 2.2, 2.5, even 3. Then you need to have your total calorie should be higher than your maintenance. Then for training, it's as long as you're stimulating the muscle, it's good. But then there's the basic movements work. Don't go try to look at the influencers on Instagram and doing like weird exercises. Stick to the basics. Now you need to have the muscle connection with your mind muscle connection need to be good. So work on that first. So when I'm doing a bicep curl, I need to feel it when I contract it. Some people don't. So that's the main thing. And then recovery, it's about sleeping well, working on the stress level. And then nutrition comes in this, massage, stretching, yes.
Mushirah, nowadays we also have different types of diet. What's your view on that? We have intermittent diet, keto diet. Share with us, do you practice those diets actually, or you follow them?
Well, I've tried many things in my life.
Really?
I don't think diets work unless you're having a disease or whatever, then can help. But if your goal is to gain weight or lose weight, there's no specific diet as long as you're having the nutrients your body needs and you're eating food you love. And that's the main thing. People don't understand that in order to maintain something on the long term, you need to enjoy your food, but you can enjoy it and it can be good for the mouth and good for your body
as well. Yeah.
That's what people need to work toward.
You are a bodybuilder and a fitness coach. Explain to us a bit how the pull, push, and leg workout work actually.
So push, pull, leg, basically it's 3 workouts. In those 3 workouts, you're targeting all the body. So in push, it's all the movements for pushing. So you'll have chest, shoulders, triceps. Pull, you'll do back and biceps. And then legs, quads, hamstrings, calves, glutes. So I think it's a good workout split. There's a lot of different workout splits, but I think it's very good because you're targeting all the body on 3 days. Now you can also do it twice. So you do the 3 workouts and you repeat. So you touch a muscle group twice a week. So, but I don't think there's one split that works all your life. So you need to change, to experiment. But the most important is whatever split you take, you choose, you need to put in the work in every repetition. You need to feel the muscle in every repetition. Just don't move the weight.
Share with us your exercise routine actually.
So right now I'm doing I'm doing 3 times legs per week because I'm trying to grow them because my upper body was dominating. I'm doing twice shoulders, and then I have 1 day with back and biceps and 1 day chest and triceps. So I don't like to put a lot, like maximum 1 big muscle and 1 little muscle in a workout, and that's it. So right now I'm doing 3 times a day legs because that's my lagging part. But everyone is different, so don't just do whatever I'm doing.
Mushirah, have you actually participated in a bodybuilding competition, or do you hope to?
Yes, before I die, I want to try one, but then I don't know if I'm going to leave to do just that because I have other passions. But yeah, I hope to next year to try my first bodybuilding contest, but I need to put on more muscle mass first.
Okay. And as a fitness trainer, do you feel that it's easy for you to coach people, or is it challenging?
Yes, it's not hard because I do have those qualities as well, patience, and I've studied exercising and nutrition, so I know this area very well, and I feel like I have a connection with my clients, but you need to have clients that are as invested as you in reaching their goals. So all my clients are very invested, so I have no problem. But if they are not willing to put in the work, then I can't do anything for them.
And what is your personal fitness goal right now?
Right now, well, my goal is to be bigger and leaner. Always bigger and leaner. Now you have times where you're trying to build muscle, but you can't just grow. You need some pauses to rest your body. So right now I'm resting a bit, and then I go into bulking mode again soon.
You also have a hobby for rapping. How did you actually develop that passion?
As I said, passion, you don't develop a passion, you're born with it. So I was writing poems since I was very young, and I discovered the rap through jams last year. And when I rapped for the first time, it was very natural to me. So I went into this, and right now I think it's my first passion.
Where do you find inspiration actually to write the lyrics? Any themes that you're actually focusing on?
So it's always about, because I always try to understand life, why we're here. So it's a bit like a philosopher. I'm trying to find answers to my questions. So in my lyrics, I talk about a lot of spirituality. I try to understand humans. I talk about injustice and about my story too.
Share with us your creative process for writing.
I don't have a process. I just take my laptop and I write. It's pretty easy for me to write, but I don't force it. So if I'm starting to write and I feel like nothing is coming, I just go and do something else. But I like to, when I start something, I like to finish it the same day, within 1 hour, writing something, and then I can just modify some things, but I don't have a process.
So what's your aim now? Do you actually intend to pursue a career in fitness coach, or do you want to be like a rapper? What's your goal now?
My goal is to be, I would like to be a rapper. My idol is Jams. And then I still want to be like an inspiration with my body, like in bodybuilding, but I don't know if I pursue a career into bodybuilding. Like I want to go into rapping.
Do you mind share some lyrics with us concerning your rapping?
No problem. Un jour on se dit poète incompris pour penser nos souffrances alors qu'on souhaiterait que nos textes soient une évidence au cas de ces êtres qui nous ressemblent. Mais que à l'œil, quand tu vois la délivrance, eux voient un cercueil, pourtant j'ai essayé de comprendre. Depuis ma petite enfance, tout ce que je voyais, c'était des gens transpercés par des jouissances éphémères, troquant la paix éternelle contre la finesse d'un vers. J'avoue, c'est dur d'écrire de vrais textes comme à l'ancienne. Pour compter nos faiblesses, il faut des cojones, alors les rappeurs parlent de drogue. et de sexe, car oui, ça remplit les lignes d'une vitesse animalesque. Ils ont choisi leur camp, moi j'ai choisi le mien. Il n'y a pas d'entre deux, c'est soit le mal, soit le bien. Il n'y a pas d'encre bleue, les animaux n'ont pas de main, mais un jour, si Dieu le veut, nos âmes verront le chemin. Celui qui m'a guidé quand j'ai perdu espoir en ce monde, cette société, ces plaisirs dérisoires. Quand j'ai cru que j'avais un problème, en refusant de fuir la réalité à travers des passions qu'il ne faut que nous nier, ces passions qu'on banalise, qu'on idéalise. Et pourtant, chacun rêve chaque soir de faire ses valises, d'emmerder le monde et d'aller aux Maldives. Ils n'ont pas compris que la terre, ce n'est pas le paradis.
Wow, it's so powerful. When did you write it actually?
When I wrote it 3 months ago.
What pushed you to write that song?
I was preparing for a slam contest, so I wrote 2 texts.
We are actually drawing towards the end of this episode, but before that, Mushirah, any advice you would like to share with our youngsters, young girls especially, to encourage them to adopt a healthy lifestyle and as well to pursue their passion?
So I would like to tell them that they should follow their heart, because whatever the universe put into your heart, there's a reason to that. And whatever you're pursuing in life, the universe will conspire for you to realize it. So don't be scared to be alone, because you're not alone.
It's all about asking, believing, and receiving, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Mushirah. It was such a delight to have you on the set tonight and learn more about your inspiring journey.
It was a pleasure.
Dear viewers, we have now come to the end of this episode. Thank you for your time. We hope to catch you next week at the same time, same channel. Have a great evening.
I am somebody. 1m68 de hauteur, 40 cm de largeur. Moi j'étais tout sauf en moteur. Pour les petits mecs en chaleur, alors en manque de regard car les copines avaient la cote. J'ai mis un pied dans l'espoir et l'autre dans le hip-hop. Mon ambition, rapper mieux que tous ces petits rappeurs qui me disaient t'as vraiment pas la gueule de l'emploi, ma gueule. Un premier album cartonné dans trop de presse, j'étais l'échec en personne. En galère, j'avais des dettes petits partout, abîmé, le cheveu noir, le regard pur. J'ai perdu ma dignité, séquestré dans la nature. Tu connais ma souffrance, elle m'a rendu brute de femme. Je n'aimais plus mon apparence, alors je me suis rasé le crâne. Un côté pink, un côté punk, en tout cas pile à côté. Si les Kate Moss prennent de la coke, bah je suis moche. Un côté fille, un côté thug, un côté style à voter. Si le rap c'est de l'argent, bah je suis la boss. I am